Rule 9. Narrow channels. A vessel proceeding along the course of a narrow channel or fairway shall keep as near to the outer limit of the channel or fairway which lies on her starboard side as is safe and practicable. So here we have our yellow ship in a narrow channel marked by red and green lateral marks, and as you can see it's staying as close as is safe and practicable to the starboard side of the channel. A vessel of less than 20 metres in length or a sailing vessel shall not impede the passage of a vessel which can safely navigate only within a narrow channel or fairway. What that means, therefore, is the red sailing vessel is not allowed to get in the way of any other vessels that can only navigate within the channel. That means, ideally, sailing vessels, if they have them fitted, should be using their engines within narrow channels or fairways rather than tacking from side to side. A vessel engaged in fishing shall not impede the passage of any other vessel navigating within a narrow channel or fairway. We're allowed to fish, it's a God-given right, nothing can stop that. However, if we choose to do so in a narrow channel or fairway, we are not allowed to impede anybody at all, including sailing vessels. A vessel shall not cross a narrow channel or fairway if such crossing impedes the passage of a vessel which can safely navigate only within such channel or fairway. The latter vessel may use the sound signal prescribed in Rule 34 Part D if in doubt as to the intention of the crossing vessel. So in this example, the maroon vessel is not allowed to cross the channel and impede the yellow vessel because the yellow vessel can only navigate within the confines of the channel and fairway. And the sound prescribed in Rule 34 Part D is 5 short blasts, which are used to indicate the fact that I do not understand your intentions. In a narrow channel or fairway, when overtaking can take place only if the vessel to be overtaken has to take action to permit safe passing, the vessel intending to overtake shall indicate her intention by sounding the appropriate signal prescribed in Rule 34 Part C Part 1. The vessel to be overtaken shall, if in agreement, sound the appropriate signal prescribed in Rule 34C Part 2 and take steps to permit safe passing. If in doubt, she may sound the signals prescribed in Rule 34 Part D. What this means is, as we're in a confined area, if we want to overtake a vessel in front of us, we may have to ask them to move over and give us sufficient sea room to overtake safely. So here in our example, our yellow ship wants to overtake our maroon ship. If she wanted to overtake the maroon ship on her starboard side, she would make the sound signal of 2 prolonged blasts followed by 1 short blast. However, if she intended to overtake on her port side, she would make the sound signal of 2 prolonged blasts plus 2 short blasts, as prescribed in Rule 34 Part C. In this instance, she's going to make 2 prolonged blasts and 1 short blast and ask to pass on the starboard side of the maroon vessel. As she's in agreement, the maroon vessel is going to make the sound signal of prolonged blast, short blast, prolonged blast, short blast, which is Morse Charlie for confirmed. And she's going to move over to port to allow sufficient sea room on her starboard side for the yellow vessel to overtake. This rule does not relieve the overtaking vessel of her obligation under Rule 13. Rule 13 says that the yellow vessel, as she's the overtaking vessel, is the give-way vessel and remains the give-way vessel until she is fully passed and clear of the maroon ship. Rule 13 is covered in a later video. A vessel nearing a bend or an area of a channel or fairway where other vessels may be obscured by an intervening obstruction shall navigate with particular alertness and caution and shall sound the appropriate signal prescribed in Rule 34 Part E. Here we can see that the fairway goes around a 90-degree bend and is obscured on the corner by a forest on the bank. As she approaches the blind bend, the yellow vessel shall make one prolonged blast as per Rule 34 Part E to indicate to any other vessels around the corner that she is approaching. If there was another vessel coming around the blind bend in the opposite direction and they heard the prolonged blast from the yellow ship, they would answer in return with their own prolonged blast, again as Rule 34 Part E. A vessel shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, avoid anchoring in a narrow channel. It's common sense not to anchor in a fairway, as there are vessels that can only travel within the confines of the fairway or the channel. However, if the circumstances of the case admit refers us back to Rule 2, where it's possible at any time to make a departure from the IRPCS in case of an emergency. And that brings us to the end of Rule 9. Hopefully most of that is common sense, as we are in a confined area, sometimes with very busy shipping. The sound signals just need to be committed to memory for use on the water.